Yowie wowie. Welcome to NoDQ's live recap of WWE Smackdown for June 11th, 2019. Cindy, who is part of hashtag Team NoDQ, was in attendance at the show, which took place in Sacramento, California. She left a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Cindy. She says, SmackDown Live was a B minus for me, and Chad Gable is officially on 205 Live. Back to 205 Live. Hashtag 205 Lives Matter and versus No DQ Elite. Okay, then. Well, thank you for that, Cindy. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and discuss SmackDown. We will talk about Chad Gable because he did make an appearance on SmackDown Live. So what is Cindy talking about exactly? You'll find out in just a few minutes. We had SmackDown open up with Miz doing his Miz TV segment. However, this wasn't like most Miz TV segments. This time, The Miz had to do Miz TV with certain guests. He had no choice in the matter. He was forced into this edition of Miz TV. He expressed his mood. He had a t-shirt with a quote that said, "My mood," and a picture of The Miz's dad, George. Miz let everybody know that he must follow the script on this edition of Miz TV. He started reading from a cue card. He announced Drew McIntyre, and then he announced Shane McMahon. However, he was having issues with his glasses and trouble reading from the cue card and said, Shane McMahon, the breast in the world. No, wait a minute. He is the pest of the world. And he asked the fans if he said it correctly. Of course, the crowd did the yes chants. Shane McMahon came out with Elias and Drew McIntyre. Shane referred to the Miz's cue card as a dummy card and then had Greg Hamilton do the introduction correctly. Shane McMahon, the best in the world. And then we had Shane and Miz go back and forth. Elias was playing a little bit of guitar. Miz talked about how Shane McMahon's entire WWE run has been tainted, going all the way back to Crown Jewel. Shane having to cheat time and time again. There was another recap of the Roman Reigns interview. By the way, no Roman Reigns on this SmackDown either, so we got him on neither Raw or SmackDown. WWE actually giving Roman Reigns a week off. How about that? That is something I wasn't expecting at this point. We had Drew McIntyre get on the mic, talk about how he is going to kick Roman Reigns' damn head off at Stomping Grounds. Apparently, the catchphrase for Stomping Grounds is that the superstars are there to kick ass and take names. They're there to kick ass and chew bubblegum, but they're all out of bubblegum. Caleb Jacobs with the $2 super chat. Thank you for that, Caleb. He says, CM Punk, the best in the world. Caitlin says, why does it say this video is unlisted in the corner of it? I had people saying that. I switched it to public, so it's possible it's just a technical glitch. But if you guys are able to watch this right now, then everything's all good. Hopefully that glitch gets fixed. If not, I'm going to be pretty annoyed. But not much I can do about it now, so we'll just have to wing it. We have over 100 people watching live right now, so I think it's okay, but please spread the word. Spread this link around on social media, Facebook, Twitter. Let people know about it. Anything you can do to help spread the word would be very much appreciated. Going back to the promo here, we had Shane McMahon be insulted further by Miz. Miz referred to Drew McIntyre as Shane's lackey and said that Shane will double-cross Drew just like everybody else, just like Shane did to Miz. Then we had Miz refer to Shane as a talentless hack that won the lottery by being born a McMahon. Shane responded to this by saying the Miz was born into a cesspool and was the son of a potato. Of course, Miz took great exception to this And Shane McMahon was like, well, you know what? You could face me one more time. We can settle this once and for all. However, Miz would have to defeat both Elias and Drew McIntyre to get another opportunity at the Best in the World. Shane said, let's start this now. We had Miz versus Elias as the first match of SmackDown. Miz picked up the victory over poor Elias, who is just a bit player now, with the skull-crushing finale. Then we had Miz versus Drew McIntyre in the second match. Shane McMahon interfered, and of course, since Drew McIntyre is facing the big dog at Stomping Grounds, Drew McIntyre picked up the win here with the Claymore. And then Shane McMahon had a change of heart. He decided, well, you know what? We're going to have this match after all. Shane McMahon told the referee to ring the bell, and we had a match. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. Miz started to fight back, but it wasn't enough to beat the Best in the World. Shane McMahon put on his submission, whatever it's called, the McMahon hook, I'm not even sure. And The Miz tapped out to Shane McMahon. So yes, Miz is 0-3 against Shane. What was the point of this? When this went down, I thought, okay, Shane's going to showboat. Miz is going to catch him out of nowhere with skull-crushing finale, win the match. You finally wrap up Miz versus Shane McMahon. Miz gets the win to end the feud. Instead, Shane beats Miz once again. Why? What is the point of this? I'm at a loss for words, pretty much. I don't get it. Sucks to be Miz right now, getting beat by both Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon. I know he had to wrestle Elias, but still, like, Miz could have just caught Shane off guard, hit a skull-crushing finale, and then they all could have beat down Miz after the match. I don't know. Having Miz tap out, not really a fan of it, to be quite frank with you guys. So next up, we had a backstage segment with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose talking to Ember Moon once again, handing her magazines. I could have sworn this was the same segment from last week, pretty much just a carbon copy. And then we had Daniel Bryan, former WWE Champion Daniel Bryan, by the way, for those of you keeping track at home. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, the current tag team champions, they came out and Daniel Bryan announced that they would be facing the Yolo County tag team champions in a unification match. The Yolo County champions had cardboard belts, and this is when we had Heavy Machinery come out. Otis and Tucker. Tucker referred to them as blue-collared hard workers, and then Otis said, however, they like to have a damn good time. And Tucker said that they would work hard and become the new tag team champions. Bryan was like, what have you guys ever done? You have to earn your championship opportunity. Bryan said if they could defeat the Yolo tag team champions, they would get an opportunity. Of course, Heavy Machinery made short work of these guys. Otis did his Caterpillar, and then we had the compactor finishing move. Heavy Machinery pick up the win. I guess they won the Yolo Tag Team Championship, so they have those beautiful cardboard belts to take to the airport now and take pictures of everybody with. They should totally be at the airport with those titles and have fans take pictures. I mean, that's totally an Otis thing to do, right? He should take pride in those cardboard championships. Speaking of cardboard championships, not really cardboard, but it might as well be. We had R-Truth, the 24/7 champion, with Carmella backstage. Truth talked about how tired he is. He's having to defend the 7-Eleven championship, and it's ruining his life. He lost the title on the tarmac of an airport and then won it back on an airplane. But he says he cannot let that title go. $2 super chat here, which was deleted by Big G. Big G, you got to let me see the message if it's a super chat before deleting it, because he did pay his $2, and I have to determine if it's a suitable comment or not. So please, to the moderators, don't delete the super chats, because you guys are going to cost me money. So thanks a lot, Big G. What was that guy's comment, by the way? Can you guys let me know what the comment was? People are saying it's unacceptable, but I want to know what it was. So somebody please tell me what the message was. I want to know what the bad comment was. Somebody please verbatim tell me what it was. Okay, he wanted to know what it's like to eat ass. Well, I'm sure he knows. I have no idea. But that guy probably likes to eat ass and just wonders if other people like it as well. You know, he's trying to find fellow ass eaters. So see, I'm going to talk about it. If somebody sends a super chat, I'm going to talk about it. Maybe Rikishi knows, as W Glass 90 says. We gotta open up and have a little bit of fun here on NoDQ's live recap. So if somebody wants to leave a $2 super chat and says that they want to know about eating ass, I'm at least going to read the comment unless it's something very offensive. So there you go, Big G. I talked about it anyway, so you just wasted 2 minutes of everybody's time by deleting that comment because I would have just read it and moved on. So everybody, give a big round of applause to Big G, who doesn't get the memo that you don't delete my super chats. Now that I've lost some viewers, let's go ahead and move on here. Yes, Noah, we're moving on. Hopefully, lesson learned by the Big G. Big G left a $2 super chat, says, here's your $2. Well, thank you for that, Big G. I appreciate it. All right, so now let's get back to the R-Truth promo. Everybody's going to be mad now about the eating ass comment. We had Carmella lock R-Truth in one of these production boxes, and then a referee came up to Carmella and said that she had a match, so Carmella had to leave. This left R-Truth locked in the box. Apparently, once you shut it, it's locked. You can't open it from the inside. R-Truth was locked in the box. He was suffocating. He was dying in there. Jinder Mahal walked by, and he heard R-Truth's voice, and he started talking in Carmella's voice, and then told R-Truth he was going to go get a crowbar to open the crate. This was a pretty funny segment. Kind of funny that R-Truth was referring to the title as the 7-Eleven Championship, and Jinder Mahal is involved in this storyline. Wouldn't that be considered a little bit racy? But whatever. I mean, it was still funny. Funny segment. Mike B with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, Mike B. He says, here's your money back minus 1 cent. Enjoy. Well, thank you very much for that, Mike B. I do appreciate it. Next up, we had Carmella versus Sonya Deville. Mandy Rose was at ringside. She was getting involved, as you would expect. She got Sonya's foot on the ropes when Carmella was on the verge of scoring the pinfall victory. And then Sonya hit the step-up knee strike to secure the victory over Carmella. And then we had another funny segment. We had Alexa Bliss backstage with Nikki Cross. Alexa had some bad news, you know, kind of like Wade Barrett, but not quite. She had some bad news for Nikki. There were fans that were saying hateful things about Nikki on social media, and Bayley even liked one of them. This, of course, was a reference to Sasha Banks liking a comment that was negative about WWE, and of course, NoDQ.com, masters of the clickbait, had to have that up on the site to get everybody to read the article, and they were basically spoofing this. Alexa Bliss said that she secured Nikki a match with Bayley so Nikki could get her payback against Bayley. And then Alexa provided some motivation to Nikki, saying that Nikki could see the faces of all the bullies that hurt her on social media when she gets in the ring with Bayley. And Alexa had 3 words for Nikki: don't hold back. Moving on here, we had a New Day promo. New Day came out for a promo. They said today was the actual return of Big E because he came back a few weeks ago and then got taken out of the picture again. Crowd chanting, welcome back. And then Big E cut his little promo, said, if I had a title for every return, he would be Charlotte Flair. Everybody oohed and awed at this line. And Kofi even referred to this as a booking joke. So a little inside reference here. They started talking about all the times Kofi has overcome the odds and Kofi defeating Dolph Ziggler. Kofi saying, I beat that boy and I'm going to do it again at the Stomping Grounds pay-per-view, this time in a steel cage. We had Dolph Ziggler come out saying that he praised Kofi Kingston, and then Kofi Kingston betrayed him. Kofi Kingston also betrayed himself and said that there will be nowhere to hide and nobody to save him at the Stomping Grounds pay-per-view. Sean Warrington left a $2 super chat, no comment. Thank you for that, though, Sean. Kevin Owens came out along with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, one of the wild cards. I still forget who's a wild card and who's not at this point. Like, I don't even care, and I really don't think anybody else cares. Sami Zayn said that he cannot stand injustice, and Zayn said he doesn't care what the people like. They are going to right the wrongs. Zayn called the people hypocrites, and Ziggler said the biggest one is standing in that ring. Big E then had a line about walking through fire. Kofi Kingston walks through fire to show the world that he is the best in the world at what he does. Little reference there to Chris Jericho. That was always Jericho's line, the best in the world at what he does. Kofi Kingston said he will forever remain your WWE World Tag Team Champion. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I know he's sleeping, but I got to do it with the cat. Your WWE World Tag Team Champion. Oh, poor kitty. He was so tired, too, and I woke him up for that. He mad at me now. So next up, we had a Bayley backstage promo. She talked about how she doesn't get involved in the social media drama. And after she beats Nikki Cross and beats Alexa Bliss at the pay-per-view, that will be a moment that Bliss will never forget. We had an Alistair Black promo about how nobody has been at his door for a fight. He screams. He starts getting angry. He says the door is wide open, and he begs somebody to pick a fight with him. I'm begging somebody to stop with these Alistair Black promos. Just get him in the ring already and let him wrestle. I mean, what's up with these promos? Why is he just sitting in a room waiting for somebody to challenge him? Why not just go out there and do his matches like he was in NXT? I don't get it. But it's time to end these promos. They kind of suck. We had Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Not much to it. Alexa was at ringside, but that wasn't enough. Bayley picked up the victory with the big elbow drop, and Bayley, the champion, gets a little bit of momentum back from losing on Monday Night Raw. Backstage, we had Jinder Mahal with the crowbar, and he was trying to find R-Truth but couldn't find him anywhere. And meanwhile, R-Truth was in the box, and it was in the process of being shipped to Los Angeles, California for next Monday's Raw. So apparently we're going to have a skit where R-Truth is en route to Los Angeles, trapped in a box for the next week, and he's going to be all dirty and filthy or something like that. I guess we're going to have some wacky skits heading into Monday's Raw. The Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse segment was shown again. And then we had Apollo Crews interviewed about what happened last week on SmackDown, where Andrade attacked him before their scheduled match. Apollo said he's not there on SmackDown Live to be an afterthought. This is when Zelina Vega showed up and said that she warned Apollo to not provoke Andrade. And then we had Chad Gable show up. Chad Gable cut his hair and was taking notes on the whole situation. And like Cindy mentioned earlier, it appears that Chad Gable is now part of 205 Live. Hemp Connell with a $2 super chat says, $2 for no contract signing. By the way, I wanted to offer my condolences to Andrade. His mother passed away over the weekend, and that's why he wasn't on SmackDown this week. Also why Andrade's girlfriend, Charlotte, was also not on SmackDown this week. People in the chat room are saying, poor Gable. Mr. Anderson says, Chad Gable looks like a mini EC3. So then we had the main event segment, which was the New Day back together again versus Dolph Ziggler. Thankfully, no record scratch, along with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Dolph Ziggler hit the super kick to Sami Zayn by mistake, and that led to the downfall of the heels. Kofi Kingston hit Trouble in Paradise to pick up the win for his team. New Day celebrated, and that was SmackDown. So let's go ahead and do the letter grade. I thought SmackDown was okay, but again, not really a very memorable show. Pretty slow-paced SmackDown. Wasn't a fan of the Shane McMahon stuff. Wasn't a fan of the Alistair Black promo. I'm just going to give the show a C. Average SmackDown. Had a few good moments. R-Truth stuff was entertaining. The 24/7 title has actually been pretty much the best thing about SmackDown and Raw, for that matter. Noah with a C-. Michael Wayne with a C+. Sean Warrington with a C. Big G with a C. Noah with a C-. Caitlin with a C-. J Spin 401 with a D. And Mr. Anderson with a B+. The Gameson 100 with a $5 super chat says, I'm getting sick of Kofi Kingston as the pancake throwing champ. It needs to stop to make him look serious in the New Day now. Cannot wait for Lesnar to cash in Money in the Bank. Well, for those of you that were hoping for that, it's probably not going to be the case. WWE loves the New Day act. People love Kofi Kingston flinging pancakes around. So I think that's going to be what we're going to have. If Kofi Kingston was going to change up the act, he would have done it at WrestleMania. He would have gone back to his old music, maybe had his old gear or changed something up. He didn't do it. He's New Day, and he's probably going to be New Day as long as he's WWE Champion doing the pancake shtick. Don't know what else to say to you about that one, but I would be very surprised if he stops doing the pancake routine. And Offman Rules with a $2 super chat says, see you Saturday. That's right, Offman Rules. See you Saturday. If anybody's in the New Jersey area wants to meet up for lunch, it's Parsippany area of New Jersey. Email me, nodqrift@gmail.com. Got a few people already set to meet up for lunch. And one last thing I wanted to talk about here. The Raw rating, once again, breaking the low. Doesn't really mean much other than the fact that people just are not watching Raw live, and there's really no need to watch it. You know, people can watch the YouTube clips, and the 24/7 segments are doing great numbers. The Tarmac segment with Jinder Mahal, I think that did like almost 6 million. The airplane one did another big number. Those 24/7 clips are outdrawing pretty much everything that is on WWE television on YouTube. For Raw, the most watched segment was not the main event, wasn't Brock Lesnar, wasn't Paul Heyman, it was R-Truth. So there you go. That's the storyline that people are most invested in at this point. Sad to say, it's the 24/7 title. So there you go. So yeah, not much else to say about that. I will go ahead and wrap up this edition of the NoDQ Live Recap. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com this week for the NoDQ review. I have some more top 5 videos coming up, and if you haven't seen them, check them out on the channel, the NoDQ Top 5 series. I've done 4 videos so far that have been posted. I have more to come. The studio is almost done, so next week, next Monday night, I should have everything back to normal. Brand new look for NoDQ's live recaps, or pretty much what it used to look like, just back to normal pretty much. So that's all I got. Thank you guys.